Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the University of Massachusetts Amherst. My name is Miriam McClung, and I've been asked to share my experiences with you today. A little bit about myself, some of which you've already heard. I am from Newburyport, Massachusetts, a small coastal city on the North Shore, and I am a senior here at UMass Amherst. I'm a biology major and Spanish minor on the pre-medical track. I'm a member of the Commonwealth Honors College, and I am completing a certificate in Spanish Health. I'm a UMass Amherst tour guide and admissions fellow, a volunteer at Wildwood Elementary School, self-proclaimed #1 fan of UMass Doo-Wop Shop a cappella group, and the worst player on an intramural volleyball team. 4 years ago, I was in your position. I was figuring out how to balance applying to schools, managing senior year activities, academics, and your standard healthy amount of Netflix binge watching. My sister Natalie was a student at UMass Amherst at the time. I remember being so eager to come visit campus whenever she needed a ride home for holidays. I felt excited yet relaxed each time I visited, walking around campus, eating at the dining halls, watching the students interact. Though I was determined to not be the little sister who follows in her older sister's footsteps at every turn, I couldn't help but envision myself as a UMass student. When looking at schools, my parents and I toured all different types of colleges and universities. We looked at small private schools, large city schools, medium-sized schools, etc. I felt like Goldilocks, looking for just the right fit. In my search for a dream school, though, I couldn't ignore the fact that no campus visit was comparing to UMass Amherst. I applied to UMass and just 2 other schools, knowing all along that UMass was the place for me. I received my acceptance to UMass and put my deposit down that day. The first thing I did when I arrived at UMass Amherst was get involved in campus life. I had chosen to be a part of a residential academic program, fondly referred to as a RAP. This program exceeded my expectations by allowing me to be a part of a community where I lived with students who had similar interests. My RAP was Politics Today, taught by Al Periaggi. Not only did the class open my eyes to the events occurring during my first year on campus, it also allowed me to meet students who were just as passionate about the topic as I was. The second thing I did was join the UMass Outing Club. I went to the first meeting with some of my friends from my floor, and the activity proposed to the group was a 5:30 a.m. sunrise hike. Needless to say, as ambitious as we were, we accidentally missed that first hike. I'm happy to report that since then, we've explored Amherst and the surrounding area by hiking the mountains, going to weekly farmers markets in Amherst Center, and attending music festivals in Northampton. I had been a college student for a total of 2 weeks when I first saw advertisements to become a UMass tour guide. I mean, I was totally qualified. I knew about 5 buildings on campus. When I began training during the second semester of my freshman year, I quickly learned that this was not going to be an ordinary run-of-the-mill job. I was being welcomed into a family. The tour guides introduced me to so many aspects of this amazing university. They took me under their wing as a freshman hire and brought me to improv shows on campus, performances by the UMass Theater Guild, and hockey games in this arena. They suggested classes for me to take and recommended professors who were outstanding. Through this group, I've made some of my best friends. Our professors at UMass are eager to meet students and serve as mentors for us throughout our time here and afterwards. I've had the chance to get to know many of my professors personally and learn about each of their research interests, career experiences, and future goals. Dr. Nathan Schnarr, my organic chemistry professor sophomore year, spent more time than I'd like to admit helping me understand material in the class so that I could succeed. Dr. Susan McKenna was my professor for an honors course called Ideas That Change the World and has written me multiple letters of recommendation. She even asked me to write her a letter of recommendation just last semester. You can expect that the professors you meet will be invested in your success and take an active role in mentoring you. UMass Amherst offers many opportunities to our students. Whether it's a registered student organization, participating in research on campus you found through the Office of Undergraduate Research and Studies, taking advantage of our 5-college consortium, or even studying abroad in a foreign country, UMass students have so much at their fingertips. I was lucky enough to study abroad in Sevilla, Spain last semester and finish my Spanish minor. I found the program listed through UMass International Programs Office. I lived with a wonderful host family with whom I still keep in touch regularly, and took all of my classes in Spanish. I traveled to different countries during my semester, managed to not lose my passport, and even learned how to dance sevillanas at feria. It was easily one of the best experiences of my life, and something that was only possible because of how accessible UMass made that opportunity. I was happy to find that it was a seamless transition into my program and a seamless transition back to UMass. My favorite thing about going to a university with 22,000 undergraduate students is that you will find people here from all walks of life. You will find diversity in all of its forms and have the opportunity to surround yourself with friends who eventually become family. They say that the people you surround yourself with most closely reflect who you are. I certainly hope that holds true for me. My 4 roommates, who I think are somewhere over there, they're here today. Thank you for waking up early. They're some of the most caring, driven, and successful people I know. Abby is a research assistant in Dr. Downs' lab, which researches neuronal networks. Taylor and Haley are in the midst of writing their theses for the Honors College, and Rachel has already accepted a full-time position at PricewaterhouseCoopers, which she will begin after graduation. At UMass Amherst, you will find people who inspire you to be your best and form friendships that will last you a lifetime. I am so glad to have chosen UMass Amherst as my second home. The endless opportunities on campus offer students venues to find families away from home within the UMass community. I've been lucky enough to find various families, with my roommates, with the tour guides, with friends I've studied abroad with, and you'll find your people as well. Over the past 3 years as a tour guide, I've had countless parents and prospective students come up to me and ask me why I chose UMass Amherst. I've given responses referring to the breadth of opportunity that exists here, or the academic standard I wanted at the right price. But as I embark on my last year here, I realize that the only real reason I can offer you is that I chose UMass Amherst because when I walked on campus, it felt like home. I encourage you all to go with that feeling when you get it. I hope you enjoy your time on campus today, and go UMass!
Woo!